Hello, welcome back to Braulio's Workshop. Today we're going to be making the Elemental Robes from Season 2 of LEGO Ninjago in order to become the ultimate Spinjitzu Master. So, in order for the suit, right, the building process, I wouldn't say straightforward, but it was, let's just say I have a really bad habit of underestimating how difficult a project will be. And when I saw, I thought it was just going to be like a simple robe. So I started off by using a pattern for just a regular like costume robe, like a tunic. And yeah, as I said, I always seem to underestimate it. I thought it was going to be a pretty simple thing, but turned out to be a lot more complex than I actually thought it was going to be. Which, I mean, is fine. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with it being complex, but I just thought it was going to be a lot simpler. So first thing I did was I kind of examined the minifigure, and kind of like wrote down what details I needed in order to kind of start that I guess that process. And you can see some of my notes on here. I don't know how well it'll focus, but yeah, you can see that some of these were I was just trying to get everything together. So the first part was definitely just cutting out the back, and then I went ahead and got the pattern digitized for Jay. So I started with Jay, and I have the embroidery machine, so I put it on the embroidery machine and got that part covered. So got that part covered, and at the same time I'm like, you know what, I want to do both of the robes, so I might as well kind of start both at like the same time and kind of keep them at the same level. So once the embroidery was done, it actually turned out really nice. I really liked the way the embroidery looked. I just liked the symbols in general. Afterwards, we finished the tunic. Then when I finally had that, it was time for the next pieces. So I went back to looking at the minifigure, and I was like, what are these 8 things, like the strap things on each side? Like, what are they? And so I kind of tried to look for references online, and I couldn't really find it. So in my head, I thought, okay, well, it's kind of like not just decoration, because yeah, they do look like decoration, or like some like not like, yeah, I would say decoration, but definitely I had more, it was like it had a function. So what I ended up doing was I ended up making them so that they would tighten, so that they would like kind of tighten around our bodies, and that way it gave us more shape and more form. And the way I did this was, so I created, this is my first project, by the way, my first project in Blender. I created each of the corresponding, here, I'll be right. So I created each of the corresponding buckle pieces on Blender. And so this one's the one for Jay, and this one is the one for Kai. So funny enough, this is the one everyone uses in the show. So in the show, if you go, every single ninja has this one. But on the minifigures, they're all a little bit different. And so this on the minifigure, this is the one Jay has. So I went ahead and created that in Blender, 3D printed 16 of them, so that was fun. Individually painted, sanded, and prepped each one of them. And then, so finally, once I had this one, I decided, okay, how am I gonna do it? So I used the snap-on buttons, as you can see here. This is the, maybe not, if the thing decides to ever, oh yeah. So they're just snap-on buttons. And I had to put, this part was easy. So this one here was pretty easy because it's just glue. Well, it's super glue, but it is just glue. But on the tunic itself, it was actually sewing on 16 individual ends to these, so like the other end of this. And it took a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but it was good. I will say also this strap piece, it has interfacing inside that give it more structure because I kind of wanted it to like not sag. So it has interface inside, and it is also adjustable. So I made 8 of these individual straps, and then finally when we put them on, it was able to pretty much compress to like our bodies, and it was pretty nice. They looked really nice. It looked the way I wanted it to look, and yeah. So this was one of the most time-consuming parts because I pretty much had to make everything from scratch and like had to figure out how that was gonna go. The next part was the stole. So when I say that I severely underestimated how much work this was gonna be, I thought the stole was gonna be easy. I literally thought the stole was gonna be like just, okay, like a regular stole. First off, it was very hard to find a pattern, so I ended up having to trial run a lot of different patterns until I found the correct one. I made it myself, and so it was just, what is it? Trial and error for most of them. The stoles did turn out really good. And the last part to bring this all together was like the shoulder armor. I found them online. I can't remember. I believe it's, I don't remember, but I'll go ahead and make a note and say who it was from. I think it was from Hardware Maker. Yeah, I believe it's from Hardware Maker. And yeah, it was really good. I just printed them out, painted them the corresponding colors, just attached it with Velcro on the back and sewed on some Velcro on the corresponding parts. And yeah, so that was pretty much the entire process of it. Editing Braulio here, and I just wanted to say I did forget to mention that I did some other things in order to finish the entire suit. I did the mask, and it did take a little bit. So the file for the front like armor thing is also from the hardware maker. I made some of the straps. They're just basic straps that go on the shin. And lastly, I made some like hand wrap type things to go underneath the gloves. But yeah, that's pretty much what completes the look. Now back to the video and to the finishing results. I also made Nia from, I believe it's the Ghost Hunter suit. I made this for my fiance, and I really like the way this one came out. I modeled this piece to look like the minifigure. This one I got online, but like what I'm saying is, yeah, I sadly did not record on anything but a phone for this process because I'm pretty bad at procrastinating. So I procrastinated it all the way till like maybe 2 weeks before a con. So I was just like crunching the whole time. But yeah, besides that, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that we can all dress up from Ninjago because it was something that I remember the younger versions of ourselves saying like, oh, one of our dream cosplays would be the Elemental Robes from Ninjago because we just really like the Elemental Robes. And so yeah, I'm happy that I was able to make them. It was a process, but I'm happy that I did do it. Thank you guys for following along. If you're new here, please like and subscribe, and thank you guys. I'll see if I can maybe salvage some video from this one and put another one. If not, then I am working on other stuff currently. Thank you guys. You guys have a good one. Talk to you guys later.
Jared. Never mind, I think the other one was better.